YouTube? Today's video, I wanted to bring you guys the story of the 12 link claw and what happened to this item. So while I was streaming yesterday, someone came into my chat and told me that the 12 link claw was done. Originally, I thought it was the person, Cuban, who was the one who was originally trying to make the claw, and that he had finally finished it. I think he was on roughly 28 AUG influence or remove non-influence add influence for the final suffix. But the sad fact with crafting is sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't get lucky, and he was never able to finish the claw. So it turns out that someone else has been crafting it, and someone actually eventually hit the claw. The claw is called Beast Stinger Imperial Claw. Now, like the 12 link sword, it is another 12 link item, except it is a claw allowing you to use Nightblade. And the reason Nightblade is good is it gives us elusive, which pretty much gives you a bunch of defense, and it gives you a bunch of move speed, and it also gives you an insane amount of crit multi. So the claw also has a bunch of life gain on hit, allowing you to pretty much leech up your full life pool immediately. But basically, this claw is crafted with crit strikes, ruthless, multi-strike, crit damage, elemental damage with attacks, and socketed skills deal 40% more attack damage. So in essence, when paired with the Squire and the 3 links inside of the claw, it is a 12 link claw, and it is actually insane. I played with the 12 link sword, and the sword was actually incredible in terms of the damage it dealt, but it was lacking the survivability from the life gain on hit from the claw, and it felt just a little off, purely because I was not used to having the elusive anymore. So anyhow, this thing got finally made, and let's play what happened to this amazing item, because you might be surprised. An item like this probably would have gotten like 30, 40, 50 mirror copies maybe. Not really sure given the state of the league at the moment. But in standard, it would have been mirrored a ton too. So this person just decided to do this. So let's see what happens. So he took it to a double corruption chamber and used it on it. Oh, it got a little worse in quality. You guys couldn't see what happened. 1080p, back to 1080p. Let's see it in full HD glory. What the heck? So basically, he corrupted it. It got white sockets. I don't know why it got bad in quality, but this is just absolutely insane because he is foregoing every single mirror feed from now on, and no one else can really use it. I do know that someone in my chat was able to mirror it before, and I think the fee actually got up to 300 exalts before he did this. But basically, the claw is gone. There's no way to mirror it. I don't know if he's planning to sell it. I don't see it on trade. If anything, he should probably go Scourge it a couple times and see what happens to it. But actually, insane craft. I don't know if someone else will make another one in order to offer it up for mirror service, but it's actually really rare you see someone just vol orb their item. And that's like the one thing about mirror crafting, is that in the end, no one ever vol orbs it, because if you vol orb it, no one can mirror it. So items like this that are potentially vol orbed can actually be better than mirror items by a significant margin if it hits something good on the vol orb. It's actually a very strange vol orb too, because the implicit on the claw is so good that you would rarely ever want to vol orb a different implicit. There's almost nothing on the implicit of the claw that could beat out the 46 life gain for each enemy hit by attacks. So obviously, this person doesn't care about mirror fees, and he just wanted to do something cool for the end of the league, and mad props to him, right? But sadly, I was unable to get a copy of this claw, but maybe someone will let me borrow it to make some videos after the Endless Delve event. I am still planning to make an Aura Stacker when Endless Heist is around, because you will not catch me in Endless Heist. I will not be anywhere within a 10-foot pole of Endless Heist. Endless Heist sounds like endless pain. There's no progression, and it is a horrible event. And I have no idea why they decided to put it in. But if anyone here is playing Endless Heist, let me know down in the comments below why you're playing Endless Heist, because you might be able to change my mind, and I might become a heister too, right? So I just wanted to bring you this. This is something you never, ever see. Like, when I was making this would be akin to me, like, vol or be a bow a day after it got made and missing out on 100 mirror copies or something like that. Or that one bow we made in Ritual. But Maybe he gets something really good on a Scourge and he just makes the ultimate item in game. We'll see what happens because he could actually get like triple damage on it, right? But now let's go over quickly how my Delve build and Endless Delve is going. And tomorrow I'll probably showcase some bossing with AO or whatever his name is because man, that guy is not a joke when you have like 400-500k DPS. But let's see what this character's gear is like. So right now, Endless Delve pretty much revolves around RNG and trying to find clusters, and it is kind of a shitty experience personally, because the only way to get clusters is that it's a tiny drop rate from this one node, a jewelry node. It's called compacted jewelry. So what compacted jewelry does is it gives you cluster jewels. So basically, you collect cluster jewels and you pray pretty much to Chris Wilson that you will get a usable cluster. So we need brand cluster. We need a large cluster with. So we have one pressure points one, which is pretty good. But we also need the brand clusters, and we also need a large cluster with like spell damage or elemental damage with 8 points. So it is just an incredible, painful journey that I'm still on. So that's pretty much the whole name of the game. Farm clusters, farm for Call of the Brotherhood if possible, and that's about it. And get essences and Shaper Helmet to craft a 6-link helm. So right now, or 8-link helm, but that's impossible without Awakener's Orb. So basically, my character is at the state, it's around like 1.5 million DPS or so. So I was actually able to craft this Profane Wand with the way that only Chris Wilson knows best. I Chaos Orbed it, and I ended up with +1 spell skill gems, crit chance for spells, and 6% cast speed. And I was like, man, this is a pretty good base, right, to start off with. And then I closed my eyes, I double exalted it in true GGG fashion. I got T1 flat lightning damage to spells and spell damage. So actually just very, very lucky craft. I don't even know how this happened, but basically I ended up using the shield now. Now the reason it uses the shield is the shield's kind of busted. It has 30% spell block and also give you endurance charges. So right now I'm delving around a level 150. My character's probably at like 260, 270 right now. But I'm trying to just farm up gear and get some levels. So this state, when combined with Tempest Shield, pretty much makes you unkillable. Because Tempest Shield gives you spell block, so you have 52% actual spell block, 28% block, and then you have, with every physical flash pop, like, let's see, well, you don't actually regenerate flash in here. You have like 13k armor, 30% evasion, 30% block, 52% spell block. So your character is a pretty good tank and it just won't really die. So this helmet, I was trying to get a 6-link helm. So this is probably going to be my way to get a 6-link until one actually drops or I can actually roll an influence chest item. So I'm going to get a Shaper Helmet. I'm going to spam Cold and Crit Fossils on it. And it's Frigid and Deft until I get Hypothermia with crit, Spell Crit on it. And it shouldn't be too hard. I think it's like 20 or 30 attempts. There's not that many of them. So hopefully I can get it soon. So you can see here, I crafted this with just a Frigid Fossil, and I got lucky. I got a Shaper Mod with some lightning damage to spells. So overall, not terrible, and it's made me have a pseudo 5-link, and then I have a actual 5-link with Restless Ward. The reason I chose Restless Ward was that I want us to have a longer duration on endurance charges, frenzy charges, and power charges, because all of my endurance, frenzy, and power charge generation is from like some conditional. Power and frenzy are from Orb of Storms. So, and I also have Ice Bite for this. So, basically, I could theoretically maybe get rid of Innervate and then run an actual damage link like maybe added cold damage for more freeze potential. But basically, I will just probably use an actual chest piece once I can find one. But Restless Ward is not too bad for delving at the moment. And the life regen actually helps out a lot, because a large portion of our defenses is our massive ES regen and life regen, which is around 833.5 and on both. So Amulet, pretty much just want crit multi and life. That's pretty much all you can really hope for. I'll put on D&D for now. And then now this is just a life resist. So you do find like some items, but it's kind of hard to find really good items. In the end, I think most of the items will have to end up being essence crafted. So this is another one, just life, dex, int, and some mana. Pretty bad item overall. I'll probably craft an opal ring once I can get it. So another pair of gloves with some life and resist, and another belt with life and resist. So if you identify enough items, sooner or later you'll find some usable stuff. This is probably the main piece I need to fix. which is a life resist and 15% move speed is just not going to cut it anymore. Tree is relatively the same. I dropped this area over here, and then I went to get a lot of crit multi, so I got crit multi here, I got crit multi here. I ended up taking an extra reservation mastery so I could fit in Tempest Shield, so it's just 4 points, so I deemed it worth it. They also took this stuff here, so increased effect of non-damaging ailments makes it more likely by cold damage freezes, and this also gives you a lot more damage because it gives you a damage multiplier of 5% increased elemental damage if the mob is shocked or frozen. I would probably drop these nodes here if I could take these clusters here. So my next points will probably be try to transition points from my tree into a large cluster setup, which is the end game goal, to have large clusters and medium clusters as the main source of damage. But that's about it. Just wanted to give a quick update on the character and a quick update on the 12-link claw. I don't know if the original maker is still trying to make the claw. I hope he is actually trying to do it, because I believe that this item is just such an amazing item that everyone should at least get a chance to try to play with it. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. And Rip Claw, I guess. But maybe it'll be even better with the Scourge. But thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope you find more Mirrors, Exalts, and Mage Bloods than me. And see you next time. Bye.